everybody, I'm Teresa. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you these different variations of homes or like home for Christmas, that kind of thing. As you can see in the background, it's still Halloween, but that's all right. I'm not going to be changing the Halloween decorations out until after Halloween. We're going to have a nice little get together here with just my kids, a couple of cousins, and it'll be a nice little time, and obviously it's going to be really spooky kind of setup for them. But so for today, I am going to show you how to make these three different home-inspired Christmas decorations. One thing I did on this large Noel sign, it is reversible. We all love the reversible. It's made more of like a neutral, any time of the year type of thing, and it's got these little clothespins here to hold pictures, so I thought that'd be a really cute idea. So we're going to make that one, this gnome sign, and then I also have a little home for Christmas one that is also reversible. So take a look and let me know if you recreate anything here. And keep in mind, on my last video, that's the Dollar Tree haul, I do have a giveaway going on, as of right now at least, so go over there, take a look at it. It is based on once I get 50 subscribers, the next day at noon is probably when it's going to end. So go over there, take a look at the directions to get entered into the giveaway, and you've got a pretty good shot at winning, because I think right now, as of Tuesday when I'm filming this, there was only one person who's commented that has been entered into the giveaway. So you've got a pretty good shot. So thanks everyone for coming and taking a look, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.
All right, here we go. So we're going to start off with these little houses from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to remove as much as I can by hand. And then I'm going to use my heat gun and go in and try to basically loosen up all of the adhesive. I'm going to take a little putty knife scraper thing and scrape off as much as you can. First go around, and I kind of just repeat that process over and over until I can get it, the majority of it off. I think if you have an orbital sander, I believe that you would be able to probably skip most of this step. I believe you would be able to just take that orbital sander and just start from the point of like pulling off the flowers and pulling off as much of the little leaves you have on here. Some of them are really easy to take everything off. Some of them are a lot harder. This particular guy right here was a lot harder. So I had to go in a few different times with my heat gun to really get most of that stuff off. And then I do end up going in with my orbital sander. I try to do it by hand here, you'll see, and it just really wasn't working for me. So I decided to do my orbital sander, and if you don't have one and you have like $30 to $40 to invest in one, it's really a great investment along with that heat gun. So I would say if you can handle, you know, maybe $50, $60 worth of stuff that you may not already have, I would definitely advise the heat gun and orbital sander. See, I keep trying. This thing is just on there. It was kind of sticky after using the heat gun, so I just keep going, and I was like, you know, I'm trying to make it work with not using my orbital sander, because then I have to go outside and do all of that, and I do end up doing that. See, I'm going to clean it up, because that white from the house really is very powdery, and it makes a lot of mess. Just to warn you, if you decide to remove all of that stuff. I didn't want to just use the back of it, because I do end up doing something to the back. So next, I'm going to just show you, I'm using my heat gun just to remove all of those sticky labels, and they peel pretty nice once you use the heat gun. So I've gone and sanded them down, and then I'm going to go in with this navy blue spray paint. I will have it linked below. I think I get it from Target, so it's fairly inexpensive. I do end up just doing one side though, because on the other side I'm going to use this scrapbook paper to cover it. I do only have the one sheet, so I'm going to be really careful about marking it and making sure it kind of starts at like a plank. You know what I mean? Like one of those little planks is where it's going to start off at. And this particular sheet is really hard to see the pencil lines, so depending on what you're using, if you're using like a lighter shiplap It's going to be a lot easier, but I did decide to use it on the front using the pencil marks so I could make sure everything kind of lined up. And then I don't go over like where the other houses are. So I'm just going to trim it down. I'm going to stay either on the pencil line or maybe just a little bit over, giving myself a little bit extra space. So I just kind of cut that out off film, off frame there, but I promise that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting it just to try to get it as close as I can. See, there you have one of them. And I'm going to put this on the side where I sanded everything down. It really doesn't matter. You can pick whichever way you want to. And I'm going to go in with a glue stick. You could also use the adhesive spray. It's really just your preference. Both are great. I like this because it doesn't leave it wet. I'm going to go ahead and go and trim around. If you use the adhesive spray, like they have some at the Dollar Tree, it's actually pretty good. I really like it. But if you do that, you have to let it dry. And I'm not patient, especially today. I think I had all of this stuff had to be done in one day. So now I'm done with that, and I'm going to use my white vinyl that I have. It's a Oracle 651 vinyl, and I've got this template already set up down in the description box. It'll link you to a Google Drive, and you can just download it from there. You have, I think I'll probably have either just the one with the background removed, so you can just put it right into Cricut, and I might have the printable one. I'm pretty sure I should likely have both for you there. So I'm just going to do that for all of the letters, and I do this obviously. This is sped up like 4 times, so it takes me a lot longer than that to place everything. Is that how everybody else is? Because I feel like I take forever to try to line everything up, and then usually when I'm done with it, I feel like it's still not straight. So I don't know. Leave a comment below. Do you guys have that same problem? I mean, like, I go in with rulers. I go in with like one of those like L-shape ruler things, and I can just never get it straight. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these little DIY things from the Dollar Tree. I can't remember what they're called. And I spray painted them silver because the colors in my living room where these are going to be come Christmas time are silver and blue. So, and I overdid the glue on there. Be careful with how much glue you put on them, because it does, if it bleeds over, you got it all over the place. And I should have broken out my fine tip one, but like I said, I was kind of in a hurry for most of this. So once I spray painted them just with a silver spray paint, it takes the spray paint pretty nice, I will say. And then on the other side, where I have the wood paneling, I'm just going to put down a nice little clothespin, like a little one from the Dollar Tree. And that way I can put pictures. I kind of thought that would be a cute little idea, put pictures for the family. And I'm going to take one of those long rectangular solid wood, well, we'll call it wood, sticks, and I'm going to just use that to actually put them all together. I didn't want them to be, loose, so I decided I was going to glue them all together. And first I'm going to do is I'm going to glue 2 of them together to kind of get that started, and then I'll go in and glue the other set. And I'm just cleaning up on either side in case any of that hot glue kind of came out. Just heat it up a little bit with your glue gun, with your heat gun. You don't want to do it too much because you don't want everything to melt. And then I will, once I've gotten everything cleaned up, I'm going to glue the 2 sets together. And I'm pretty happy with that. And I decide I am going to put it on the very top of it. So at one point I thought I might put it on more of like the narrow side, and then I decided against it because I was going to do like a little word or phrase or something underneath it, but I decided not to. I think I ended up not being very happy with the lettering that I printed off my Cricut. If you want to do 3 houses, they fit these hollowed out signs really well. Here's how the Noel side turned out. I think it's really pretty, very classic for Christmas. And then I've got the more everyday kind of side. I'm really happy with it. All right, and we're on to the next one. I'm going to use one of the more wood grain looking one. I decided to give this a try. I'm going to go in with my antique wax from Folk Art, and kind of see if I can get any of that like wood look to it. I mean, obviously this is wood, but it's not like real wood. Like you're not going to go and see a wood grain in it because it's more like a composite. But on the wood grain looking ones, they kind of give that look to the front. So I end up, giving it a good little layer of it and then wiping some of it off. And I'm pretty happy with the front side of it. The sides of it, it just looks brown. I mean, it doesn't stick out or anything. It just doesn't look like the front. But I'm okay with it. I'm like, I'll just do the brown and I'll be pretty happy with it. Now, obviously, if you're trying to go for more of like that rustic farmhouse sort of thing, you can, sand off your edges to give back more of that lighter brown that's underneath it. I think that would be really pretty. Or you can go in with a white and do like a whitewash almost. I think that would be kind of nice too. So once I do the sides, I do go ahead and wipe it all off, and you're gonna get a mess, just so you know. And then I'm gonna pick the scrapbook paper. I do decide on this like birch wood tree sort of thing going on. That's gonna be for my other side. And I could have done the same thing where I did it as like a picture holder. I think I end up just kind of decorating it instead though. So once I've cut it out, I'm not real worried about it being super precise. And here I am going to go in with the spray adhesive. Just to warn you, make sure that you have something underneath it you don't mind getting covered, because that stuff kind of sprays a little bit everywhere. And I do end up with a lot of that glue kind of running off. So I'm just kind of dabbing it. It doesn't leave any kind of look residue or anything like that to the edges, so I wouldn't worry too much if you end up getting that overspray. I let it dry, or you can also use your heat gun to kind of dry it off a little bit, and then I'm going to go in and just trim up my sides. Depending on how accurate you felt like being on your paper cutting, that depends on how much you need to worry about it. The first go around, I thought I edited this out. I thought about doing that antique wax just to kind of tie it in with the front. It looked nice. I just didn't think it had enough contrast. And then apparently I did not even film the other side of it, but that was originally I painted it that blue color. So here are my lettering I decide on. I'll be home for Christmas. I did this in a dark red vinyl. I was playing back and forth on green or red. I thought that the red would show a little bit more. I think that white would have shown a lot better, but I just kind of wanted to do something red. I don't have a lot of things I've thought about using that red lettering for. And like I said, I don't know about you, but I take forever to lay down my vinyl. It's like, come on, get on with it. Just lay it down. It's not going to be straight anyways because I have that curse. So once I'm done with that, pretty happy, and I do decide I'm going to give it just a little bit of embellishment and just put in one of those gold sparkly stars. So it's pretty, it's cute. And then on this side, these are nautical blue. That is the name of the paint. I will have it linked down below. I just decide to kind of put them in just haphazardly and just to kind of give it a little something, just to look like something on the back side. Alright, so now we're on our very last one. I'm going to start off on this little sign, and I am going in with the folk art in Spanish moss. And I'm going to do that one as a first kind of coat down. It is definitely more of like an olivey green color, and here I decided I was just not interested in trying to go around that twine. So once I get that down, I ended up trying to punch the hole back through because it felt like I gotten a lot of paint in that little spot. And once you're done with that, you're going to want to make sure you do the sides too. That way it's not like just that bare wood color. Now, obviously, if you're trying to go for that rustic look, you can just haphazardly put the paint on and not try to go all the way through. I wanted to get that first layer down. It's a lot easier, I think, to work layer upon layer than to leave some areas without anything. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I just put that first layer down pretty thick. And then next I'm going to go in with moss. This is a Waverly paint, and I'm going to get a chippy brush from the Dollar Tree and just kind of brush it on there. I do it a lot thicker than I probably should have, but I'm figuring I've got some other paint I'm going to put on top of this, so this isn't going to be like the end, really. I mean, if I was just going to do this alone, sure, I probably would do that. And then next we're going in with a lighter green color, and I will have the names of everything listed below. Truth be told, I actually have an out-of-town guest staying in the room that I usually record in, so I'm in my bedroom doing the voiceover part. So the first part that you're seeing right now, though, that is a lighter green. I would say it's probably comparable to celery from Waverly, but that's not what it is. And then I'm going to go in with this more of like a beige color. I'm going to just kind of keep going with the same brush over and over again, not really worrying about cleaning it off. And then this is going to be the lightest color, so I do go over all of the edges a little bit with it. That way it gives it, you know, just a little something, a little weathered of a look, but not too weathered, if you know what I mean. And whenever I feel like I get too much paint in one spot, I kind of rub it with my fingers. That helps a little bit. So he is all dry, and I printed this off from my Cricut. I did find it on a website for free. I will link where I found it below. You can just download it on your own, and I just decide to place kind of the hat first, and then I will go in and place the lettering. And I ended up liking this a lot more than I thought. I'm not usually that much of a gnome person, but I thought it was really cute. Gnomes are so popular right now. I just decided it would be something cute to do. So again, it's like take forever to put down your letters. I don't know. If anybody has any methods that they find is really good at making sure your stuff is placed straight, please let me know down below in the comments. So once I get that on there, a couple of the letters were being a little finicky, but otherwise it stuck pretty nice. And then I'm thinking like, oh, I'm just going to reattach the twine. And then I was like, wait, I have this berry garland. I think this one is actually from more of like the fall collection, but they have a red one out right now for Christmas too. So I just kind of weave that through the holes that are in the sign already there for you. I tried to cut it with needle nose pliers, thinking there was a little area to do it, but just had to get my wire cutters, and I fold it over, and I do go back later on and glue it down, and then we are all finished. So thanks so much everybody for checking out my video. I am so excited to have Christmas coming up. I've got some more really great ideas coming up. So don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss them. And I will see you next time.